So in high school, I took a law enforcement class, and I just fell in love with law enforcement, and I knew since I was 15 that that's all I wanted to do. UWG came to my school, and I went to their preview day and fell in love with the campus. Being a freshman at UWG, I promised myself that I was going to be very involved. My first organization that I joined was Alpha Gamma Delta. After that, I got involved with SGA, and I served on their Senate for 3 years. I joined the University Bluecoats, which I was actually a founding member of it. Getting our blue coat from President Marrero was super surreal, and our family surprising us. Another amazing thing that I was involved in was orientation leader. I made sure that every time that I had a group, I told them to get involved in everything and anything they could, but don't just get involved, but become a leader in those organizations. So I was coming to an end of my criminology classes, and my advisor told me, you have to pick some electives. I picked Spanish. To be honest, I really thought it was going to be easy A's all the way through. My Spanish classes ended up being a lot tougher than I imagined, and I think it's because I forgot a lot of my early culture. I was born in Colombia, and we came to the United States when I was 7. I will say that was pretty hard because I didn't know anything that anyone was saying in school, and I kind of had to forget Spanish and learn English. I kind of put my own culture and my own language to the side. I want to say about a month into my Spanish class, my first Spanish class, my Professora Dams, started talking about how much fun they had on this study abroad trip in Costa Rica, and I was like, that's so interesting, but I'll never be able to go. There's no way I can afford it. And there was an opportunity there to apply for a scholarship that UWG actually offered for us. And of course, I was all about that. When I found out that I got this scholarship, I was pretty excited. Having that extra money really took a lot of the stress and financial burden off my shoulders. That trip really changed my life because I really didn't value my culture until I took this Costa Rica trip. I just fell in love with my culture again. I honestly didn't consider myself to be Latina at all. I got rid of my accent. So it made me realize that I had done that to myself, and I shouldn't have done that because I should be proud of where I came from. Once I graduated, I actually pursued my dream and actually got hired for a police department. Being so young and actually achieving that dream, your 15-year-old self is so proud. And that was amazing. Through the academy, I kept getting feelings that, this wasn't where my heart truly was. And I decided this wasn't my career path. This wasn't where my heart lied. And I needed a job that I could impact people on the daily basis. So I actually was told by a friend who used to work with nonprofits about AmeriCorps. I signed up, went through the interview process, I got selected, and my actual point of selection was here in Georgia at the Latin American Association. The amount of people we impact at this organization is mind-blowing. We offer so many services that help the Latino community. So it's just an overall great feeling, being able to finally find a place where I feel at home, in a sense of I have found what I was born to do, to help others in a field that I would have had no clue I was going to be in. As a student without having scholarship support was kind of hard. I had to balance a full-time job, sometimes part-time job, on top of the many organizations that I was a part of, on top of having to keep a good GPA up. I think it's a great idea for people to give back to university, especially for scholarship purposes. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship, which helped me out a lot in my trip that changed my life. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for me, and especially to see how many lives I get to impact.